All right, guys, never a dull moment in crypto. This is kind of, negativity over the last couple of days, but you can't deny it's really interesting. Everything going on just has me like, wow, like this is cool stuff. I'm learning a lot about the SEC, about a little bit about law, a little bit how they operate, and just the whole drama of the SEC now suing basically every exchange and essentially labeling every cryptocurrency that's an altcoin a security. So, as you guys know, yesterday SEC charged Binance with selling securities, charging CZ Binance with commingling funds and all sorts of other stuff. And now today, just this morning, now the SEC is charging Coinbase with essentially the same thing. They're saying, look, you're selling unregistered securities. Is any of this shocking? No, it's not. We pretty much knew that essentially every altcoin at this point is a security according to the SEC. So they're basically just going to sue everybody. And they're going to see where the dust settles when it all ends. You guys have to understand this is going to drag out for years. And that's one reason you see Bitcoin today hovering at, we're up. Bitcoin's up $500 since SEC announced this. It's almost like they're now helping the market because people are just like, whatever. Like, you want to sue these exchanges? Like, do it. We know you're going to be tied up in court for the next 4 or 5 years. In all honesty, guys, by the time there's clarity on whether Cardano or Ethereum or BNB is a security, I'm not even going to be in crypto anymore because it's going to take like at least 4 to 5 years, maybe even 7 years. So I don't even think this is even going to affect the next cycle. Now, there are things I want to discuss. There are some concerning things that we want to be aware of and we want to go over. But let's dig a little bit into what's going on here. So the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Tuesday said Coinbase accused the largest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange of operating illegally because it failed to first register with regulators. Now, as you guys know, I don't even think you're allowed to even register with regulators. They won't even allow these exchanges to come into compliance. The lawsuit is the SEC's second in 2 days against a major crypto exchange, following its case against Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. Both civil cases are part of the SEC's Gary Gensler's push to assert jurisdiction over crypto markets, which he on Tuesday again labeled as the Wild West of investing, and protect investors while shoring up the trust in capital markets. So, of course, this came out yesterday. Bitcoin was at like 26.5 yesterday, and then we dumped down to 25.5. So we basically dumped $1,000. Now we're back above $26,000. Coinbase stock hit pretty hard. Coinbase stock was down to $49 last time I looked. Might be a good time to buy some Coinbase stock, to be honest with you. So first of all, as you guys know, yesterday when SEC sued Binance, and also today they listed basically every major altcoin they said is a security. They said Solana's a security, Polygon, Cardano, and like 10 other coins. And a lot of people are saying, well, they didn't say my coin's a security. No, your coin is a security. Every altcoin is a security according to the SEC. They're just not labeling 1,000 altcoins. They don't even know about a lot of these altcoins. They're not going to. They're going after the big ones. So yes, every coin according to the SEC is a security. Now the good news is the SEC is now suing the two biggest crypto exchanges. They have billions of dollars. And they're going after, well, not going after, but they're basically labeling a lot of these big altcoins securities. And these altcoins have billions of dollars to fight. So I'm not worried about Cardano being labeled a security at all. Even if something like Cardano does get labeled a security, it's not going to happen for like another 4 or 5 years. Look at this XRP lawsuit. It's 3 years going and it's not done yet. And it could go another 2 years. Nobody knows. So I look at this as short-term noise. I don't see this as anything as a buy the dip. Let's see the price as a buy the dip scenario. And that's what I'm doing. I'm actually thinking about buying some MicroStrategy stock today. Now, the one thing that's interesting is After the SEC announced today that they were suing Coinbase, 10 states came out right after, and they said Coinbase targeted by state security regulators concurrent to SEC lawsuit. So, according to a statement published by the Alabama Securities Commission on June 6th, a multi-state task force comprising of state regulators from Alabama, California, Illinois, Kentucky, Maryland, where I'm from, New Jersey, South Carolina, Vermont, Washington, and Wisconsin have issued a show cause order against cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase. The order alleges that Coinbase violated the securities law by offering its staking reward program accounts to Alabama residents without a registration offer to sell securities. So in particular, the order gives Coinbase 28 days to show cause why they should not be directed to cease and desist from selling unregistered securities, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm a little confused on this one. Does this mean that these states can come down on Coinbase and say you can't do staking anymore? Which I don't think that would be all that big of a deal. Right now, I think Coinbase is offering like 2% on Ethereum and Cardano. Like, who cares about that? But are we in a situation where these states can come out and say you can no longer operate Coinbase in our state? Because there are some states where Coinbase isn't allowed. If that happens, that's going to be a big cluster, and people are going to have to get off Coinbase if you live in those states. I'm one of those people. Now, interestingly, yesterday, when all this went down with Binance, I had a bunch of Cardano and some VeChain and some other stuff on Binance.us. I took the Cardano off there and I put it on Coinbase, and I took the VeChain and I put it on a hardware wallet. So a lot of people are asking me, like, well, should we not have any money on Binance right now? I would say the odds of you losing your money on Binance.us is like the odds of getting struck by lightning. I mean, I think it's like 99.99% not going to happen. I think Binance is completely solvent. I don't think there's going to be any problems. But I also thought the same thing about FTX. So in crypto, you don't want to be that guy. Like, you always want to take like the safest route. So it took me 30 seconds to send my Cardano not all my Cardano. I have a lot of Cardano on a hardware wallet too, but the Cardano I had staking on Binance.us, I just sent it over to Coinbase. Took a few minutes. And I think that was a smart thing to do on my part. So yeah, I mean, if you have money on Binance.us and you're a US-based citizen, why not just take any coin that you can send over to Coinbase and just throw it over there, just in case, something happens, or the SEC comes in and shuts down the exchange temporarily, and you can't trade and you can't get your money out of there. Like, I just kind of I still have some stuff on Binance.us, but I did take a bunch off. So that's where we are, folks. It is interesting. I think this is going to go nowhere. I think this is a temporary move. There are talks about possible criminal charges coming up for CZ Binance for commingling funds and allowing U.S. customers to use Binance International when it really wasn't allowed, although they wouldn't let me use Binance International. They threw me right off a couple years ago. But apparently they were letting like billionaires use it because they wanted their money. Do I think Binance and CZ are like up and up people? No, I'm sure that they could probably charge Binance and CZ with some stuff. Look, over the last 7 years, I'm sure Binance has been up to all sorts of illegal things. But as far as the selling unregistered securities, I just think this is getting old with the SEC. We're sick of hearing about it. We're just sick of hearing Gary Gensler call everything a security. And I think people now just don't care. And the market, like I said, is up today. $26,000 Bitcoin. The minute they announced that they're suing Coinbase, we get like a $100 dip, and now we're back up above $26,000. So I think this is a perfect buy the dip opportunity. Like I said, I'm not looking to buy any crypto today, but I might be buying some MicroStrategy, possibly some Coinbase, although I'm not 100% as bullish as I was on Coinbase before, just because now they have this long lawsuit and that could hurt their ROI. I'd rather just buy MicroStrategy at this point because that essentially just follows Bitcoin. But, that's what's going on. Interesting times. Look, you can't deny that that crypto is not interesting. The market has essentially shook this whole thing off, and we're gonna continue, and I think we're still gonna go into that bull market at the end of the year. I'm not worried about any of these coins being labeled as security. The one coin I would, well, I actually will take that back a little bit. I do think BNB is 100% a security. They had an ICO. It's an exchange coin. Like, I would not be in BNB right now, especially if something does happen with Binance. But a lot of these other coins, it's going to be a fight. And the SEC is going to have to go after every single one. I think they listed like 15 coins, like top coins that they said were securities. The SEC is going to have to sue every single one of them individually. And all of these coins have billions and billions of dollars to fight it. So right now we're seeing essentially what happened with XRP. And this is going to drag out for years. And by the time we get clarity on what's a security and what's not, we're already going to have cashed out, and we should be semi-retired at that point, because I can't see this taking any less than 4 years, 4 to 5 years. Like I said, the XRP lawsuit's already 3 years in, and we have nothing yet. There's nothing. So let's see. Oh, and just going back to Binance really quick, Binance, 790 million in the last 24 hours was going off of Binance. A lot of people are afraid of Binance now because of everything that's going on. And Binance had no problem giving everybody their money back. That's why I don't want to get people like afraid about Binance. I totally trust Binance, but in crypto, if you see like the slightest thing with any of these exchanges, and you have the ability to take your coins off and put them on a hardware wallet or put them on a different exchange, you just do it. You just do it, because anything can happen in crypto. It is the wild, wild west. I do agree with Gary Gensler on that one, and it's just better to be safe than sorry. So, but in the end, I do think everything's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Like I said, market's looking good today. I'm not worried about it. I'll probably buy some stock today, possibly some MicroStrategy, and the most serious of all the charges on this are against CZ Binance, and that would essentially only affect him. If he was commingling funds between Binance International and Binance US, that doesn't affect us. That affects him. He's going to have to pay the piper on that one. But that shouldn't affect the actual crypto investors. Everything else is just basically the SEC coming out and saying, that's a security. Everything's a security. Folks, we've been hearing this shit for the last 3 years. We get it. Everything's a security. But it's not up to the SEC to label something a security. It has to go through the courts, and that's going to take years and years and years. All right, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.